Hello, hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry, Onikakushi. Let's go ahead and just get started.
どうだったケイちゃん
How was it, Kei-chan?
さんの家に行ったでございますか
So you went to Renaissance house.
すごかったでしょ
Wasn't it amazing?
そんなことないよね
It's nothing like that, right? Right? Unlike my house, the Ryugu residence wasn't newly constructed. It had been renovated from a pre-existing building. Well, the house itself was fine. The problem was the yard. There, it was crammed with rows upon rows of oddities. They were all the same as Colonel Randy, stuff you'd see while walking around in town. The cake shop's mascot, Lil Licky. The Totemon in front of the pharmacy. She even had the amazing flying elephant from the top of the department store.
そこまでは100歩譲って可愛いことにしてもいい。
I'll agree with you that those are cute.
だがあの郵便ポストは変だぞ。
But why the mailbox?
ああいうのってまずいんじゃないのか？
Will you get in trouble for that one?
だってかいいんだもん
But, oh, so cute. She must have just thought about it because her face filled with delight.
でかけりゃいいのか？
So it's bigger the better.
でかけりゃ
Just as long as it's big?
で、お部屋には小さいものがごっちゃりと陳列してありますの
And her room displays the smaller ones.
前に拝見したことがあるでございますわ
I had a chance to see them before.
で、リカちゃんみたいな可愛い子は地下室にしまうのか。
And cute kids like Rika-chan are locked away in the basement?
何でもしまっちゃうよ
Yep, I'll keep anything.
はかいい
Oh, cute. So she takes anything she likes back to her nest. No ill will intended.
なあ、レナ。
Hey, Rena,
ニューヨークに自由の女神ってあるだろ。
you know about the Statue of Liberty in New York, right?
あれ、可愛いか？
Is that cute?
かいいよ欲しいよ
Yeah, cute. Oh, I want it. The US should probably come up with some countermeasures ASAP. If not, the Statue of Liberty really will take a trip to Hinamizawa in the not-so-distant future.
お待たせしましたです
My apologies for keeping you waiting. Rika-chan had returned.
職員室に呼ばれるなんて面白くないよな。
No fun being called to the staff room.
なんかやったのか？
Did you do something?
失礼なリカはケイチさんのような不良とは違うでございます
How rude! Rika isn't a hoodlum like Keiichi-san.
違うよケイチくん
Nothing like that, Keiichi-kun.
リカちゃんはお祭りの実行委員さんなの
Rika-chan is a member of the festival committee.
祭り？
Festival?
学校の文化祭かなんかの？
The school cultural festival or something?
ケイちゃんこの前言ったじゃん
Kei-chan, I already told ya.
村祭りだよ
It's the village festival.
綿流しのお祭り
The Watanagashi. Oh, come to think of it, she did say there'd be a festival at the shrine during the next break.
その綿流しって何なんだ？
So, what's this Watanagashi thing about?
灯籠流しみたいなもんか？
Is it like a floating lantern festival?
最後に沢に流すってとこだけは同じかな
I guess the last part where you set things adrift in a river is similar.
傷んで使えなくなったお布団とかドテラとかにね
Except we used cotton things, like worn-out futons and padded cloaks.
ご苦労様って感謝して 供養しながら沢に流すお祭りなの。
It's a festival expressing thanks for their years of service. The people living in Hinamizawa dumped their futons and padded cloaks in a stream? It sounds like it'd be a lot of trouble if it backed up the current. Maybe they should just drop some fish in and have a fish wrangling competition. Skewer them and sprinkle a little salt. Oh man, I could smell it already.
それじゃあサマーキャンプですわ。
It's just summer camp.
ケイチさんって意外に想像力貧困でございますのね。
I never anticipated how destitute Keiichi-san's imaginative capabilities would actually be.
なんで俺がくだらん想像をしたことがわかった？
What? How could you tell I was thinking something silly?
表情に出てましたです。
It was written all over your face. What sort of face could have expressed what I'd imagined just now? Rena demonstrated for me. I see. No argument here.
まあそんなに面白いものじゃないけどさ。
It's nothing fun like that, you see.
楽しみにしてりゃいいじゃん。
But you should still look forward to it.
みんなで行こう。
Let's all go together.
当日は迎えに行くからね。
I'll come get you that day. I don't really feel like going to festivals unless someone asks me to. I wouldn't get bored if these guys were going.
退屈どころか
You won't get bored.
今年もやるぜ。
We're doing it again this year. Neon's proclamation came as she looked at each member in turn. What was this all about? From the way Neon looked, it was probably
若部の夏の風物詩
our club's summer tradition.
渡流し祭4強爆闘
The Watanagashi 4 Demon Fire Fight.
センスね
That sounds awful.
え。なんだよそのネーミングは。
What kind of name is that?
レナは可愛い名前だと思うけどな。
I think it's a cute name though. I tried to object sharply, but since Nana looked so happy about it, I decided it was pointless to fight it.
ケイイチもいますから、今年は5強爆闘になりますです。
Since Keiichi is here this year, it becomes 5 demons. Mika-chan made a small correction in light of my presence.
で、この仰々しいネーミングの部活動とお祭りがどう結びつくんだ？
So, how does this funky sounding club activity tie into the festival?
日頃部活動で培った実力をご披露するのでございますわ。
This is where you exhibit the skills you've nurtured through your daily club activities.
その通り
Exactly.
日々の厳しい試練を乗り越えた精鋭中の最精鋭たる我々の実力を
We show the full extent of the abilities that the best of the best have obtained through our daily trials and tribulations.
でも、去年は村長さんに怒られたし、
But last year the mayor got angry,
今年は迷惑をかけないようにしないとね。
so we need to make sure not to cause any problems this time.
つまり、露店巡りをしながら部活動をするわけです。
So basically we're doing club activities while checking out the stalls. Rika-chan really is the only one who explains things so they make sense. I see, so we'll be exhibiting on those busy festival grounds. Rana was right, of course. That would be a reason for the mayor to get angry.
でも楽しいんだよ。
But it's lots of fun. That was the only point I did not doubt. It would be, without question, fun. The day of the festival was drawing near.
じゃ、それはそれとして
Well, putting that aside for now,
今日も始めようかね、部活動。意義は
let's start our club activities today. Any objections?
なーし
Nay. Our voices rang out in unison.
やっぱり人数が多いときはトランプが一番の王道だよね。
When there's lots of people, card games really are the easiest to play.
まさにこれぞテーブルゲームのベーシック。
This really is the most basic of table games.
また乾杯トランプか？
Playing with a marked deck again?
今日は新品。
We'll use a new one today.
傷はないから本当に条件は互角。
There are no marks on the cards, so we're all on equal footing.
本当でございましょうね。
I wonder if that really is the case.
そのカード、改めさせてもらいますわ。
I will have to inspect them. Well, that was fair. Just to be safe, everyone checked the cards.
これなら大丈夫だよ。
Yes, these seem to be fine.
みんな納得した？
You all satisfied?
じゃあ今日はね、大貧民にしようか。5人って人数もいい感じでしょ？
Then today, I guess, we'll play President. That's good for 5 people. Another standard card game. First one to get rid of all their cards wins. The basic rules: play a better card than the one before. You can play straights and pairs. There are various techniques that improve the game, like reversals. But because it's such a well-known game, there are lots of house rules for it as well. The name, for example. In my hometown, we called it Millionaire.
一応細部を確認しとくぜ。
I'd like to go over some details.
ジョーカーはオールマイティか？
Are the jokers wild?
3は3枚でも革命可能か？
Can you make a reversal with 3 threes?
ジョーカーはなし。
No jokers.
2が最強。
2 is the highest.
革命返しはあり。
You can reverse a reversal.
3でも4枚なきゃ革命不可。
You can only make a reversal with 4 of a kind, not 3.
あとね、ゲーム開始時に貧民がいいカードを上納するってルールがあるでしょ？
Also, you know how the peasant sends a good card to the president?
あれはなしなの。
None of that. While I was confirming the familiar rules, Satoko looked over at me cautiously. I probably should have tried to look like more of an amateur. I was pretty used to this game. It's President, and it's with a new deck. Today, I might be able to win. I had the gist of the rules now. But that wasn't everything, was it?
今日の罰ゲームは何でございますの？
So, what shall today's penalty be?
それなんだけどさ、みんなで何枚かメモに書いて、敗者に引かせるってのはどうかな？
About that. Why don't we all write something down on slips of paper and have the loser draw one? Oh, that seems like it could be interesting.
では、どぎついのを書いて、ケイチさんに引かせてやりますわ。
I'll write a nasty one and have Keiichi-san draw it.
あんまりひどいのを書くと、自分で引いたとき大変だよ。
It would be awful if you wrote a bad one and drew it yourself.
負けなきゃいいってんだろ？
Just don't lose.
わかってるじゃありませんの。
Don't you know best? Oh ho ho ho. Mion handed out several slips of paper to everybody.
じゃあ適当に書いて、このカバンの中に入れて。
Then write down whatever and put it in this bag.
負けた人はこの中に手を突っ込んで、1枚引くってことで。
When you lose, stick your hand inside and pick one out. Now then, what would be a good penalty? Worst case scenario, you'd draw what you wrote. Something too intense would be like digging your own grave.
何もなしって書くのは禁じ手にしましょうです。
No penalty. Let's forbid that kind of idea from being written down. Rika-chan's casual suggestion caused Mion's hand to lurch to a sudden halt.
ミオンさん卑怯ですわ。
Oh, that's so sneaky, Mion-san.
何もなしって書いてカードを折ってあるんですの。
She wrote no penalty and the corner of the slip is folded. I see. Just in case you lost, just grab the note with the folded corner and you'd be safe. That was a good idea. Diabolical as ever, Mion. Rika-chan is quite formidable too, being able to see through that. I couldn't underestimate her, even though she doesn't stand out.
みんな、あんまり意地悪な罰ゲームはやめようね。
Everyone, don't write penalties that are too mean, okay? Nobody agreed to Rena's proposal. Everyone was ruthless.
大丈夫だよ、レナ。
It's fine, Rena.
負けなきゃいいんだからな。
Just don't lose.
そうだね。
Yeah, that's true.
よし、頑張ってレナの罰ゲームをみんなに引かせるぞ。
Okay, I'll try hard so everyone has to pick the penalty I write. Rena was quite brutal, even though she usually appeared meek. Better not underestimate her either.
同感ですわ。
I agree with that.
特にレナの罰ゲームってのがとっても気になるでございます。
I'm very curious what Rena's penalty is in particular.
誰の罰ゲームでも怖いです。
Everybody's penalties are scary. I still didn't know what Rika-chan's penalties would be like.
つまり、
Basically,
このゲームには負けられないってわけ。
you can't afford to lose this game.
ご一同、
Everybody
覚
here
悟はいい
ready?
ね。
Everybody here ready? We all nodded determinedly. Having confirmed that, Mion dealt out the cards. Finally, the battle begins. I had a decent starting hand. Card after card was played in the middle. Not needing Mion to tell them, both Rika-chan and Satoko played their cards without hesitation. Rena and I were the only ones who paused to think. It seemed that Rena genuinely couldn't make up her mind, but I was different. I was like a shark stalking its prey, just waiting for the right time to strike.
あれ、
Huh?
これ通るのかよ。
Will this work?
じゃあ3出して上がりだぜ。
Then I'll play this 3 and I'm out. 9!
いないですの ?8、7。
Nobody! 8! 7!
上がりでございます。
I'm out!
5と5。
5 and 5.
上がりますです。
I'm out.
じゃあ最後の1枚を捨てて、上がりね。
Then I'll discard this last one and I'm out.
火を逸したか。
Ah, I missed my chance. The loser of the first round was of all people, Mion. And now I was certain. Today, I could win!
じゃあ、
Now then.
みーちゃん、この中から1枚引いてね。
Mi-chan, pull out one of the slips, okay? Mion, accepting her defeat, scrounged around inside the bag and pulled out one piece of paper. Ah!
誰これ
What? Who did this?
書いたやつ
Who wrote this? Mion quivered and shrieked.
どうなの
What is it?
どうなの
What is it? Huh? Nona was also surprised when she peeked at it. What kind of terrible thing was written on it? Pet the principal on the head.
ちょっと待て。
Hey, wait.
これがどうやばいんだ？
How is this bad?
圭一さんは気づきませんの
Keiichi-san, do you not understand?
校長先生は頭髪が薄いことを恥ずかしがってますの。
The principal is ashamed of his thinning hair. Satoko yelled with a serious look on her face. But she wasn't as loud as Mion's shriek. What could it be?
校長先生は武道の達人なのです。
The principal is a martial arts master.
若い頃は世界を修行して回って武術の奥義を極めきったと豪語してますの。
He boasts about traveling around the world perfecting his skills when he was younger.
戦後の日本の教育の乱れを憂いて教育者に転校したんだって。
He switched to teaching after seeing the poor state of education in Japan after the war. He was inhuman. Pet that guy's head?
部長の私が模範を示さないわけにはいかないね。
As the club president, there's no way I can set a bad example by refusing.
う
Huh.
りゃ
She bellowed out a yell as she dashed off down the hallway.
静かにこっそり行って、穏便に済ます方が有利じゃないのか？
Wouldn't it have been easier to sneak out quietly and try to do it without making a fuss?
多分無理だよ。
Probably impossible.
だって、気配でアメフラシが探せるって言ってたし。
They say he used to hunt sea slugs just by sensing their presence. I could do nothing but wait with bated breath. A rumble shook the classroom.
校長先生、超奥義発動です。
The principal's special launcher move just started. Following the launcher with a jab, strong, fierce combo. He's even using a meter.
ジークンドーだな。
From how it sounded, the principal's jumping fierce sounds like a multi-hit combo.
知らないよ。食らいたくないもん。
I don't wanna know. I don't wanna know. Nothing I could do now except stay calm. I understood why there were no delinquents at this school. After a few moments of silence, Mion slumped back to us.
撫でた。これで、いい。
Headed. Is that good enough? Mion said before collapsing.
とりあえず生きてますわね。
She's alive at least.
ゲーム続行は可能でございますわ。
Now we can continue the game.
鬼。
Monster. I was amazed the person who made club activities like this could say that.
でも、
But now,
これで一番おっかない罰ゲームはなくなったね。
the worst penalty is gone now, right? Right? Nana tried to lighten the mood and was only met with Mion's malicious grin. She was serious now.
もう手加減しないからね。
I'm not holding back anymore.
あんたたちにも思い知らせてやろうじゃん。
You'll all get yours. The pace of the game became bizarrely quick. I could tell the game had gotten more intense.
S345 あっかり。
Ace, 3, 4, 5, I'm out.
これで僕も上がりますです。
I'm out as well.
へへ、俺も上がらせてもらうぜ。
I'm out too.
これで上がりですの。
3, I am out now.
負けちゃったよ。
Eek! I lost! And the heavens chose to vanquish Rana.
どんな罰ゲームだろう。どんな罰ゲームだろう。
What kind of penalty, I wonder? What kind of penalty, I wonder? It wasn't exactly hard for her to be worried. Just thinking of the level of difficulty Mion's first penalty still made me quiver. And so the penalty she drew with trembling fingers was... The heck was this? Speak like a maid?
なにこれ。
Huh? What is this?
これってどうすればいいの？
This one? What do I need to do?
ってことはつまり、そういう口調で喋れということではございませんの？
So basically, it means you have to use the same expressions as a maid?
ははい、ご主人様。
Okay, master. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I had no idea who wrote that penalty, but she was awesome.
じゃあ、レナ、カードを集めて、みんなに配ってくれるかな。
Then, Rena, can you shuffle the cards and deal?
はい、ご主人様。
Yes, master. I could just die right now.
とにかく、ゲームを続行しよ
Anyway, let's continue.
う。なあ、レナ。
Right, Rena?
はい、ご主人様。
Yes, master. The eagerness to which I was goading Rana into addressing me as master was downright impressive, if I do say so myself.
うりゃ。もう負けないよ。上がり。
I won't lose any more. I'm out.
対負けられないでございますのよ。
I shan't lose either.
上がりましたです。
I'm out.
ならこれで俺も上がりだ。
Then with that, I'm out too.
そんな。
I can't believe it.
またレナの負けでございますか？
Is it Nana's loss again? Nana again. What kind of penalty would it be this time? I was delighted by the mysterious sense of anticipation. Anticipation? No, this was conviction. Remove one item of clothing from the top and bottom halves of your body.
そりゃまずいだろ。
Ugh, that's just indecent.
誰だよこんなの書いたの。
Who could have written this? My face reddened in anger. If I didn't yell something out, I wouldn't be able to hide my shaking. Ah, who did write that? God, please give that man a Nobel Prize.
きっとノーベルスケベ賞ですわね。
That would be an ignoble prize. Not good, not good. What I was thinking about was written on my face.
みーちゃん。
Oh, Mi-chan. Nana begged Mion with teary eyes, but everyone knew Mion's answer already.
はいはい。甘えない甘えない。
Nope, nope. Won't go easy on you.
負けたら潔く。
You lost, so take it like a man.
わかりました、ご主人様。脱ぎます。
Understood, master. Oh, all interest. What? I looked around thinking someone else would probably stop her. Of course, I wasn't exactly trying to stop her either. Then I heard the rustling of clothing. The sound of her skirt hitting the ground sent my heart racing.
これでよろしいでしょうか。ご主人様。
Is this fine, master? I looked away like a gentleman. But these club activities, you needed to be ruthless after all.
なんだ。
Ah, oh.
ケイチさん、何を期待してますの？
Keiichi-san, whatever were you expecting?
下に体操服着てなかったらさすがに脱げませんわ。
Certainly we would not have her strip if she wasn't wearing her PE clothes underneath. Satoko poked fun at me, but right now I can't hear it.
ケイちゃんもやるね。
Not bad, Kei-chan.
こっちの方向で攻めてくるとはおじさん。予想もつかなかったわ。
This old man never even thought you would go after her like that.
違う。これは俺が書いたんじゃない。
You've got it wrong. I didn't write that one.
ご主人様が書いたんじゃないんですか？
Master didn't write this one? Her squirming around in PE clothes made it impossible for me to not feel anything. Calm down, Keiichi, my bara. Mion probably wrote that one and planned to go after me as I panicked. You can't fall for her trap after knowing it's a trap. Clear your head. Calm down and assess the situation. I was determined to think my way out of this. And the answer was quite simple.
俺は勝つ。
I win! I then became a god. I, who had already entered the domain of godhood, what would dare stand in my way? It was like they were pulled to me magnetically. I was picking up aces and twos like nobody's business.
なんでこんなにカード運が悪いんでございますの？
How could my luck of the draw be so bad?
サトコの負けだな。
Satoko lost, right?
引くぞ。
I'll draw the penalty.
妹口調で喋る。
Speak like a little sister.
はい、お兄ちゃん。
Fine, Oni-chan. Yes. The pleasure of making this brat disgrace herself.
またおじさんの負けじゃん。
Oh, this old man loses
ミ
again.
オンの負けだな。
Mion's lost, right?
引くぞ。
I'll draw it
女
out.
子スクール水着に着替える。
Wear a girl's school swimsuit. No.
ケイちゃんに引かせたかった。
That's the one I wanted Kei-chan to get. Yes. Mion's despair was like sweet honey.
ご主人様、また負けちゃいました。
Master, I lost again.
レナの負けだな。
Nana
行く
lost.
ぞ。
I'll draw it for you.
1位に膝枕。
Let the person in first place rest their head on your lap.
この格好でですか、ご主人様。
In this outfit, Master. Yeah. She's not wearing a skirt, so it's her bare legs.
お兄ちゃん、強すぎですの。
Oni-chan, you're too good.
サトコの負けだな。
Satoko lost
行
again.
くぞ。
I'll draw
1
it.
位にご奉仕。
Obey the person in first place.
肩でも揉んでもらおっかな。
How about I have you give me a shoulder massage?
はい、お兄ちゃん。
Fine, Oni-chan.
ほら、もっと奥まで。
Come on, do it a
爪
bit
立て
harder.
んじゃねえぞ。
Don't use your nails. I had transformed into an evil dictator and couldn't be doing any better. It felt like I could control how the cards played out with my mind and even decide what suits would appear just by willing it. By the time I realized it, I had already assembled a harem. I was laughing haughtily as I rested my head on Rena, who is now a bloomer-clad maid. Satoko was wearing a collar and taking on little sister properties. Mion was fanning me while wearing a school swimsuit.
はあ、今日はご主人様は圧勝でございますね。
Today is Master's overwhelming victory, isn't it?
あんまり頭をゴロゴロしないでくださいまし。
Please refrain from moving your head around so much. I began to think, why does man have no end to his desires? How could I wish for more than this palace of dreams?
どうしましたですか、ケイチ。
What is it, Keiji?
どうして人の欲望には限りがないのか。
I'm saddened
憂い
by
ていたのさ。
I'm saddened by the thought of a man having no end to his desires. That was it. Rika-chan hadn't been in first, but she continued to escape being in last.
ケイチは欲張りさんですよ。
Keiichi is quite greedy.
猿を知るとも言いますです。
It's said that you should know when enough is enough.
十分理解してるよ。
I know that very well,
なんて言うのかな。
but how to say it?
もう死んでもいいって感じ？
I feel like I wouldn't mind if I died right now.
ご主人様、あんまりゴロゴロしないで。
Master, please refrain from moving your head around.
死んでもいいですね。
You say you wouldn't mind dying.
叶えて差し上げますですよ。
Then that can be arranged. Rika-chan said it in her usual calm manner with a cheery tone. This was undoubtedly a declaration of war.
いいぞ、リカちゃんやっちゃ
Go, Rika-chan, go! Take him out!
このドスケベ大魔王をやっつけるでございます。
Defeat this archdevil of perversion.
僕では勝てないかもしれませんですが、やっつけますですよ。
I might not be able to win, but I'll beat him. Such stoicism from this little girl who's always hidden away in Satoko's shadow. It would probably be rude not to meet her head on. I shall face you myself, little one. I saw Mion swap a few cards with Rika-chan in the middle of the game, but pretended I didn't see it. Do you believe you can defeat Keiichi-sama with just that?
2です。
2.
エース、エース、エースです。
Ace, ace, ace.
8、8、8、8。革命しますです。
8, 8, 8, 8. Reversal. Everybody looked over at me. I was still brimming with confidence. The four of them have allied against me. That's it? You're making me
あ
laugh.
りだったよな。
That was good.
革命返しだ
Reversal, reversal. What?
そんなバカなことがあるわけ。
How could such a thing be? Satoko let out a shriek. You simpletons. Using up all of her cards before calling the reversal left Rika-chan with no good cards. She was defeated soon after.
僕の負けです。
I lost.
ついに我が軍門に下ったり。
Finally you fall into my clutches.
さあ、一枚引くぞ。
Now I'll pick one out. Wear cat ears, a bell collar, and a tail. Even the penalties were as I wished. Rika-chan hung her head and equipped the 3 holy artifacts. It's questionable as to why such things were in Mion's locker, but since I had no objections, I didn't ask. Whoa! This was so how. It felt like I had become Nana. This was definitely Caillou. Cute, isn't it? I wanna take her home. That wasn't me talking. That was the actual Rena.
Me.
As Rika-chan mimicked the cat, teary-eyed, rings of smoke escaped from Rena's ears with a audible poof.
Rika-chan, お持ち帰り,
Rika-chan must take home, taking her home.
ちょっとだけだよ。変なことはしないんだよ。しないんだよ。
Just for a while. I won't do anything strange. Nothing strange.
そうか。その手が残ってたか。
I see. I still have one trick left. Mion gasped and dropped her fist into her open palm.
レナがどうしてもって言うなら、僕はお持ち帰りされちゃうです。
Yes, Nana must. She can take me home.
レナさんにケイチさんが倒せたらですわ。
After Nana-san beats Keiichi-san, she can. They thought that Rena in cute mode would be able to defeat me. Would it be that easy? Opposing me was the same as opposing God. I'd teach them their place.
証拠罪だ。
How preposterous.
レナなど返り討ちに。
That Rena can't defeat me. For a moment, I didn't know what was going on. The 52 cards danced and flowed freely between Rena's hands like the machinations of a master magician. In the middle of those flowing cards was Rena's ecstatic expression, her head bobbing around.
やろ、ケイチくん。早く。
Shall we, Keiichi-kun? Hurry, hurry. My whole body knew it already. I was going to lose. No play.
出ないの、ケイちゃん。
Nothing to play, Kei-chan.
ならこれで。あっかり
Then with this, I'm out. Everyone cheered. I was spent.
悔いはないさ。神様。短い夢をサンキューな。
I've got no regrets. God, thank you for letting me dream a little.
さあ、引くでございますよ。
Now then, I'll take one out.
ケイチさんの罰ゲーム、これですわ。
Keiichi-san's penalty. This is it. Everybody peeked at it in unison, gazes flicking between the text and my face.
今日一日はしゃがせてもらったからな。何でもやるぜ。
All
内容
day,
はなんだ？
all day today, I did as I pleased. I'll do whatever it is. What's on there?
全部。
All.
あ？
Huh? Every penalty up until now.
なんだそりゃ
What the heck?
ケイチさん、言葉遣いが弟属性になっていませんでしたよ。
Keiichi-san, should you not be speaking like a little brother?
はい、お姉ちゃん。
Yes, One-chan.
これは quite addicting. あと、肩も揉んでもらいますわよ。Next, I'll have you rub my shoulders. ケイチくん、膝枕はいいから、レナにもね。Keiichi-kun, I don't need the lap pillow, so I'll do the other one, okay?
はい、ご主人様。
Yes, master.
ケイチくん、それ、すごくかわいい。もっと言って、もっと言って。Oh, Keiichi-kun, that's so cute. Say it again, say it again.
もうお許しください、ご主人様。
You please spare me, master. Nana passed out with a squeal, blood spewing from her nose like a fountain. My dignity was being trampled more than a communal doormat.
次はおじさんだね。
Next is from this
ま
old
ずは
man.
のんびりとうちわで仰いでもらおうかな。
I'm gonna have you fan me for a good long time, you know? Whoosh whoosh.
あ、そうか。
Oh, almost forgot.
これも着ないとダメだよね。
You need to wear this, don't you?
スクール水着。
The school swimsuit.
それ女子用だろ。
This is for girls!
俺は男子用でいいんじゃないのか。
Can't I wear the one for boys?
ここにちゃんと女子スクール水着に着替えると明記してございますわ。It was clearly written here, wear a girl's school swimsuit, as you can see.
Satoko was like a low shark. Actually, me trying to escape reality as fast as humanly possible was pretty adorable, if I did say so myself.
だって
But
誰のスクール水着を着るんだよ。
whose school swimsuit am I gonna wear?
嫌だろ。
If I was wearing one of
俺
yours,
なんかに着られたら。
you wouldn't like it, right?
あ、おじさん、そういうのは全然気にしないから。
This old man doesn't care about that kind of stuff at all.
いいじゃん、役得でさ。
Think of it as a little benefit.
私、スタイルすっごく悪いから、ケイちゃんでも着れないことないと思うよ。
I'm not that in shape, so I think even Kei-chan can fit into it. The executioners surrounded me, wagging their fingers.
キャンキャンキャンキャン。
No! My first thought, it's tied around the waist. Second thought, the chest area was pretty loose. Third thought, the crotch area was... Ow.
ケイチくん is bending forward. Cute. あとこれに猫耳と首輪と尻尾をつけて完成しますです。You'll be ready after you wear the cat ears, bell and tail.
ケイちゃん、鏡見る？いや、マジすごいって。
Kei-chan, wanna look in the mirror? It's amazing, really.
多分見といた方がいい。
It's probably best if you look. The stern, scientific, calculating nature mixed in with her fascination made Mion very scary.
遠慮します、ご主人様。
I would like to respectfully decline, Master.
これで出来上がりですわね。Your ensemble is complete. このままの格好で下校するってのもあればよかったですのに。Your ensemble is complete. If only we could send you home dressed like that.
じゃあ、もういいかい？着替えてさ。
And is this enough? I'll change and... While I was saying that, Mion placed her hands on my shoulders, and Rika-chan slipped up behind me without a sound.
まだです、ケイチ。Not yet, Keiichi. 一番最初にやった罰ゲームが残ってますです。There's still the first penalty left.
この格好でか。
In this get-up, Rika-chan patted my head without saying a word.
うっす！失礼します！
Sir, excuse me.
入りたまえ。
Yes, please come in. I stepped forwards into the principal's office. My bell collar jingled adorably. The principal froze solid with a smile on his face as he saw me. I couldn't blame him. In this sacred place of study, specifically in his office. Though I said excuse me as I entered, the sight of a person entering with a school swimsuit, cat ears, a collar, and a tail, and for it to be a young male student, Without a doubt, any normal person's psyche would have dropped cold. But this could be explained. We'll call it uncanny valley camouflage, if you will. When humans see others, they can only begin to act after confirming this is human, meaning that if he could not comprehend what was in front of him, then in those moments before he could fully process the situation, his mind was completely blank. That was my one and only chance for victory. My penalty, rubbing the principal's head.
こっちよー勝負
Principal! I challenge you! A zuzzing sound echoed loudly. He went straight for the special move. The principal said one thing to me.
男とは何ぞや。
What does it mean to be a man? And in a heartbeat, the tremor resounded throughout the Hinamizawa twilight. Nana was given permission to caress Rika-chan's head as much as she wanted, so they headed home together, very pleased. Once again, today, it was just Mion and I going home.
いやー、白熱したね。ケイちゃんがあんなに大貧民が強いとは思わなかった。
Man, that was intense. I didn't know Kei-chan was so good at president.
いや、俺自身が一番驚いてるよ。
No, I was more surprised than anyone. If I was playing with guys, I wouldn't have been that strong.
しかし、ひってえ目にあった。
But still, it was pretty
あ
bad.
んな姿で担架で運ばれた日にゃ、松代までの恥だ。
Being carried off on a stretcher in that outfit will probably haunt me until the day I die.
でもいいじゃん。
But that's fine, isn't it?
7台は自慢できるくらいいい目も見たんだし。
You were able to do something to boast about for ages, too. How... Well, when she says it like that, we both smiled at each other.
おやまた会ったね、ケイチ君。
Oh, we meet again, Keiichi-kun. It was Tomitake-san. It felt like I'd been running into him quite often.
どうも。いい写真は撮れてますか？
Hey, take any good pictures?
ま、そこそこにね。
Well, a few.
で、
So, Tomitake-san suddenly leaned over and whispered into my ear.
しかし、ケイチ君も隅に置けないな。
You sure get around.
今日はこの間とは違う彼女かい？
Today you already have a different girl.
そういうんじゃないですよ。
It's not like that.
とぼけない、とぼけない。
No need to hide it.
若いうちは経験が大事なんだからな。
It's important to get lots of experience when you're young. Because Tomitake-san let out such a crude laugh, Mion knew what we were talking about without even hearing his whispering.
富竹のおじさまだってなかなか隅に置けないって噂ですけど。
I've heard through the grapevine that Mr. Tomitake isn't doing so badly himself, hmm?
いや、僕はそんなつもりで。
No, that wasn't my intention.
はいはい。
Sure.
お仕事頑張っていい写真いっぱい撮ってくださいな。
Keep up the good work and take plenty of pictures.
バイバイ。
See ya. Mion seemed to really want to get rid of this lout quickly. From the way she spoke, it seemed as if Mion knew Tomitake-san well.
おじさまは今年は渡流しまで滞在ですかな？
How's the year treating you, mister? Staying until the Watanagashi?
うん、そのつもりだよ。
Yeah, I plan
お
to.
祭りを一通り撮影したら、また東京に帰るよ。
After photographing the festival, I plan on heading back to Tokyo.
カメラマンってやつは本当に気楽な商売ですこと。
Being a photographer sure is easy.
早くでっかい賞を取って有名になってくださいよね。
Be sure to win some big award and become famous.
今期逃してまで写真撮影に熱中してるんだから。
You spend all your best years on photography after all.
そんなことはないと思うな。
I don't think I'm that far gone.
ここは味噌汁から味が出るんだよ。
Don't they say that men start developing their own unique flavor in their 30s?
味噌から味が出てどうすんですか、バッチーナ。
What does it matter what you taste like? That's so gross.
うんおっと、そろそろ宿に戻らないと暗くなっちゃうな。
Look at the time. I need to get back to the inn before it gets dark. Tomitake-san began to take his leave with a dry laugh. It did look like he was outmatched by Mion.
じゃあお二人ともお祭りでまた会おうね。
Now then, I'll see you both at the festival. After waving a hand cheerfully, Tomitake-san disappeared amidst the cries of the Higurashi.
あんな調子で本当に有名になれんのかね。
The way he's going, he probably won't ever get
個展
famous.
開いたら、私の写真展示してもらう約束になってんだけど、当分実現しそうにないかね。
I had him promise he'd display a picture of me if he ever opened up a gallery, but I don't think that'll ever happen.
ミオンは富武さんのことを知ってるんだ。
So you know Tomitake-san.
うん。知り合いっていうかほら、ここじゃよそ者はすぐ分かっちゃうからね。
Yeah, he's an acquaintance of sorts, but you know how easy it is to tell who's an outsider.
昨日今日会ったばかりという感じじゃなかったな。
It sounded like you meet him all the time.
富武さんね、結構ちょくちょくひなみ沢に来るんだよ。
Tomitake-san comes around to Hinamizawa regularly.
年に2、3回くらいかな。
Maybe 2, 3 times a year?
季節の風景や野鳥を撮影してるんだってさ。ま、大した写真じゃないんだろうけどね。
He says he's taking pictures of the seasonal scenery and wild birds. Well, those photos really are nothing to phone home about. The image Mion painted of Tomitake-san was fairly unique. The Tomitake-san I knew was more mysterious. The words flowed naturally from my mouth.
富武さんって本当に野鳥撮影で来てるのかな。
I wonder if he's really here to take pictures of birds. Mion stared blankly at me as if to ask, why do you say
なん
that?
かこう撮影以外の目的で来てるようなさ。
It just seems he's here for something other than taking pictures, I think.
そんな気がしないか。
Don't you get that feeling? Like, about that incident, the dismemberment.
やっぱりそう思う？
Oh, you too?
だとしたらいい感してるよ、ケイちゃん。
If so, you've got good instincts, Kei-chan. She agreed with what I thought, but was quite chipper in how she
知っ
said
てる
it.
のか、ミオン。
You knew about it then, Mion.
もうね。
Of course.
他のみんなはひょっとすると気づいてないかもしれないけど、このおじさんの目はごまかせないしね。
He might be able to pull one over on everyone else, but he can't fool this old man. Mion was posturing pretentiously, but I had easily come to a very different conclusion from what she was imagining. It felt like all of my apprehensions I had about Tomitake-san disappeared, lifting a burden off my shoulders. I was finally able to appreciate how clear the evening sky over Hinamizawa was. I exhaled everything in my lungs and inhaled just as much. It smelled like dusk.
どうしたの、ケイちゃん？
What is it, Kei-chan?
日暮らしの声ってさ、
It's just that
こんなにも気持ちいいものだったんだなって。
I never thought that the cries of the Higurashi could feel this good.
ケイちゃん、何を今さら。
What's gotten into you all of a sudden, Kei-chan? We both continued to giggle, not knowing
レナ
why.
は今頃どうしてるかな。
I wonder what Nena is doing.
リカちゃんを思う存分可愛がれたのかな。
I bet she's getting her fill of Rika-chan by now.
今頃は夕食を振る舞うから遊びにおいでって誘ってる真っ最中だよ。
She's probably in the middle of asking her over so she can treat her to dinner.
うまく持ち帰れるといいな。
It'd be great if she's able to take her home.
どうだろうね。
I wonder.
リカちゃんってあれでなかなかうまいから。
Rika-chan is pretty good at that stuff.
ああ、それは同感。
Yeah, I feel the same.
頭を撫でる罰ゲーム。あれ、きっとリカちゃんだぜ。
That head petting penalty was probably from Rika-chan.
私も同感。
I thought so too.
校長先生の頭を撫でられるのはリカちゃんだけだし。
The only one who could get away with patting his head is Rika-chan after all. Just pointless chit-chat. The hot day felt like it was being cooled down by the cries of the Higurashi. New tips unlocked. Community notice. We're greeting the end of the rainy season sooner than in prior years. On this day, when it feels like summer will soon arrive, I'm pleased that everyone is in good health. The season for the Watanagashi is finally upon us. I believe the assistance of the town council will make it a wonderful festival. I also wish to ask for the assistance of everyone in regards to a few things. 1. Collecting bazaar goods. Villagers are welcome to put their wares on show at the well-received Hinamizawa Grand Bazaar exhibition. Anything is welcome, from unconsumed gifts to used clothing. No raw goods, please. Management, Makino, tell XXXX. 2. Recruiting Lil Festival drum dancers. The renowned Lil Festival drum dancers group, known for its careful choreography, the Shofu Society, is taking last-minute participants. We're looking for any Showboat elementary and middle schoolers. Management, Kimiyoshi. Taking donations. We are accepting donations in multiples of 1,000 yen. For every 1,000 yen donation, you'll be awarded a refreshment stand ticket. Management, Sonozaki. We are always taking suggestions for ways to improve the festival. If you have an interesting idea, call Kimiyoshi at There's a 200 yen refreshment stand ticket attached below the cut line. That is going to be all for this episode of Higurashi When They Cry Onikakushi. Thank you for joining me here today. If you're enjoying the series, hit subscribe and have a great rest of your day. Bye!